Still on justice for Mohbad, ladies and gentlemen. There are a lot of factors. In fact, the journey so far is one that anyone in his or her right senses will know within them that there are certain inconsistencies, and what brought about this inconsistency is not something supernatural. It is natural. Human beings are behind it. Now, we have Yomi Fabi, who tried to uproot, he tried to bring to light some of these discrepancies. And of course, personally, he was attacked. He met with a lot of backlashes and name calling and many other. But it didn't just start today. He already had history. The babaijesha. Babaijesha, for those who do not know, is a Yoruba comedian / actor who was alleged to have done certain things with a minor. And we heard that the lady who set him up did not have evidence prior, but they decided to have evidence because it seems babaijesha was not ready to change. It seems babaijesha was in quotes kind of being groomed or in a relationship with a lady called Princess. Now, that's not what we want to talk about. We are on track on justice for Mohbad. So, the same lady who got involved in this babaijesha thing called Shekpeteri, you know who she is, Yabo Ojo. She's still the same on justice for Mohbad. You all know how she backed Cynthia. She backed up Cynthia. She was ready to do all that it takes to make sure that Cynthia escaped. But she herself had to escape for herself. And then Cynthia was relegated. Maybe she was operating behind the scene. I don't know. So Yomi Fabi is connected to the same and now J4M, Justice for Mohbad. Well, there are certain things that have been discovered, and I want you to stay put till the end. You're going to be shocked. It is going to be a roller coaster. Like, at times, the human mind, how complex it can be when it comes to wickedness. It is unbelievable. In fact, you might even wonder if demons, if they are really, if they themselves are kind of in awe of the level human beings can go to in executing wickedness. Mohbad passed away, and we've been talking about, in fact, people have gotten tired, the fatigue of it, like, oh, what is it? Please. It's like a suspense. Yeah, a suspense. But let us push and press on this one. Yes, let us flow with it, because I've always said it, there's always going to be light at the end of the tunnel. Please like and share. Tap on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Returning subscribers and those that have been here, I say a very big thank you to you. And to those that have tapped on the thanks button, the one with the love icon, $sign in the middle of it, may God bless you. May God replenish your pockets. May your pockets never run dry. If you like what we do here, and you're also for justice for Mohbad, kindly smash on that button that says thanks. Let us get right into it. This is going to be excruciating. I want you to take your time to process it. Let's get right into it. Still on justice for Mohbad.
Dìde economy ni ẹ mo ṣe bẹ́ dìde ni ẹ mo ṣe bẹ́ dìde ni ẹ igbe only why mo ní no I'm economy my man sọ nǹkan mi mọ́ okay it's all right mo ṣe gbéra ni ẹ mo ṣe débi èrò okay last kini ya ma ní alege ma check ma your face mask bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn ti wá rí pé yeah meanwhile wọ́n ti da social media rú lọ. So gba táwọn fi àwọn ẹlòmíì tó ń bú mi gan tó wà lára àwọn tájọ jókòó tó ń tẹ fóònù this Yomi Fabi ó kọ́ rí mi lọ́ọ̀kọ́ ni pé ṣe ẹni tó sọ pé they should arrest this Yomi he should ó kọ́ rí pé ẹni tó ní kọ́ arrest ló ti wà ní plane ṣé tó bá ní kọ́ arrest Yomi ṣe flight àwọn ò lè ní problem èmi ṣàwò pé wàhálà tí nìyẹn mi ìyá ta anybody. But mo wọlé tó check in mi last kini ẹ̀ta ti yọjọ́ mo tún dá face mask padà. That is the longest hours in my life. for Nigeria being who the country is, they can mess it up. I'm not supporting what is bad. My coming, but that's why at 9 o'clock. Government officials want to be in G because our flight is going to leave 10 past 11. 10 minutes past 11, the flight, my brother. Could I can call you? Open you 11:30 no taxi. As at 10 past 11, yeah. Cabin crew getting Sunday. One bar, one dura. One rot sick, Monia, mommy, man so pay. So you gumba lay. Blood of Jesus. But to our lead you. Can he wo long? Oh, she be share war, yami wo. Ko be wo lara mi. I'm saying me, àwọn ọmọ polo ma gbọ́ to ra won ṣe bi. Àwọn ò ṣe ka fọ́mọ ọlọ́mọ kan rí. Mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mi wá gbàdúrà pé blood of Jesus mo. Ọlọ́run. Mi mo wá tí mo sì mi wò. Mi bá wọn rìn láti kékeré o. Ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n fọwọ́ sọ̀yà wọn ní ká máa sọ pé kọ́lọ́run máa fi wà wọn ó fi dá ọmọ táwọn bá bí lẹ́jọ́. Ọlọ́run. This is the time. Wá fi iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ọmọ sí mi dábìlẹ̀. Má jẹ́ kó rí mi dá padà o. These people are on me, ọ̀pọ̀ jù mí lọ. Àwọn tá sọ yìí wọ́n ní òǹdí, èmi ò ní òǹdí. Èmi ò ní kankan. Èmi kàn ṣiṣẹ́ tọ́lọ́run rẹ̀ mi. Sórí mo ṣá wà báyìí. Wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe oríṣiríṣi. Fẹ́mi branch ti dìde. Wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe yàmá ti sọ oríṣiríṣi mi ìwò. Àwọn ní kí mo wò. Ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ àwọn pé what's that your colleague? What's wrong with that your colleague? Look at just ignore him. Me if I want to see, I don't want to see. Mo ṣá kasara, mo ṣá wò. But on come gbàdúrà o, or be am ṣe normal but mo ṣá pray pé long this is war. Okay, we're going to be body now. If you are the children, can you go lomo. If you are you go category or you are no plane here.
Olúwa tó yàn wò yẹn ni.
Mo ṣá jókòó. Ṣé o gbọ́?
No, agbele.
Mo jókòó sínú plane. Wọ́n ṣá ṣe gbé ẹ lọ gbogbo kíní àti gbogbo ẹ wà lè já sómi. Ẹ ṣá ti gbó kíní gbogbo ilé. Sorry, wọ́n ṣá okay tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn. Check for gate. Ẹ ti gate yìí. Kíní gbogbo kíní báyìí wọ́n lọ. Ká ní mo ti wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà mẹ́rin báyìí àti gbogbo èèyàn ti pé o máa ti fún wọn ni. Mo ṣe ìyá ni ẹ̀ mo kàn gbọ́. Gate close kíní kan gbẹ̀. Ìwọ lọ́wọ́ ọba. Ẹgbẹ́ra. Ó ṣàṣọ gbogbo lè mọ̀ wọ́n ẹ̀ lè já. Sorry, òyìnbó tó wà expensive jù létí mi. It took me a year kó òyìnbó yẹn tó kúrò létí mi. Kó tó kúrò brain mi. Ṣé mo òyìnbó yẹn? Nígbà tí mo gbọ́ cabin crew take your seat for take off. Wọ́n náà báyìí. Òyìnbó yẹn mo ń gbọ́ títí tí mo fi dé UK nígbà mo tún sùn òun ni mo ń gbọ́ cabin crew take your seat for take off take off yẹn kó tó sọ cabin crew take your seat for ó dàbí ìgbà tó sọ fún 1 hour tó wọ́n máa kọ̀ pariwo ní ká ní dá fún Buhari kò ní dá fún yẹn abẹ́ ìyá báyìí ò gbà tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi yẹn báyìí kọ̀ yìí báyìí ni ó ní now I know you are a man ọkùnrin ni ẹ́ ó lóun ò ní sọṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe ó ní but òun wà ní security stuff Nigeria I1 pàápàá ó ní àwọn sì sọ̀rọ̀ mi pé bọ́ọ̀ Yomi yìí ń tó ń ṣe right o ó bọ̀ Nigeria tẹ̀ ń wò yìí wọ́n máa tó ṣèkà fún bọ́ọ̀ yẹn wọ́n máa tó arrest ẹ̀ wọ́n máa parọ́ mọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ máa rán lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n ó ní ká ní pé àti take off òun máa pe ọ́fíìsì òun kó wọn á gbé sí speaker ó ní bọ̀ bóun ṣe rí mi tí mo tán last kìíní yẹn báyìí wọ́n ní wow so boy you are so intelligent tó yìí ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ lòun ti fún mi ní maximum respect pé láyé ọ̀bọ̀ ìmọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe ó ní tí ò bá ṣe pé bóyá I am intelligent and ọlọ́wà lẹ́yìn mi ó ní time tí mo move mi lè move láíláí ó ní ibẹ̀ lòun ti kọ̀
ọlápẹ́ ẹ ti wà ń bẹ̀ láti dájí nǹkan kan yẹn ni ẹ ti plan ara yín.
4 mo fi sáré mọ̀ sí mi búra mo tún dodge ni o nígbà tí boy yẹn lọ tó gbé mọ́tò mi lọ mo dodge sí kọ̀rọ̀ títí tí mo fi move ọlọ́run dẹ́ni pé covid wà ń gbà yẹn mo fi ṣe kí ni tí wọ́n fi dé London báyìí àwọn Fẹ́mi branch níná lówó ẹ̀rí pé yẹn ò ṣe Yorùbá àgbà yẹn ló ti sáré Yorùbá fi mọ́ níná lówó gbogbo wọn yẹn wọ́n ti rán wọn jáde wọn mọ̀ àwọn Mercy Aigbe wọ́n ti jáde Túndé wọ́n ti ẹ lọ fáyà gbogbo àwọn Gbéngadé nǹka gbogbo wọn yẹn pé Yomi yẹn ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan ńlá ni ẹ jẹ́ ká bíwó tó kẹ́ Mákinwá gbogbo wọn ti rò pé they will be coming àṣẹ gbogbo yẹn wọ́n ti wá mi lọ ilé tí mo kúrò níbẹ̀ mi sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́gbọ́n yẹn kúrò nílé tí mo wà hẹ́ni o tí máa sọ lánàá yẹn kọ̀ ṣe kọ́kọ́ mo kọ̀ kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o ó múnú bí Wednesday mo dẹ̀ arrange títí wọ́n máa fi di Sunday mo ti kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ Sunday yẹn àárọ̀ Monday tọ́ débẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n bá mi bẹ̀ kò ṣe kó ṣe wọn tó serious o kí ni ẹ̀kọ́ sẹ́ mo kúrò nílé mo lọ sí next one àṣẹ wọ́n ti get ibi tí mo tún wà next ṣó ti yẹ so gbogbo time dem fi move yẹn they are already wọ́n ti mọ ilé tí mo wà I can tell you for free ó yẹ kí n sọ lè mọ̀ máa sọ ìyá wọn yìí ìyá Akórèdé ṣùgbọ́n lára nǹkan tó jẹ́ kí n tún wá ò báyìí pé ẹ̀rọ Ọlọ́run bá mi kó tó di pé mo move yẹn mo kọ̀ pé fóònù ẹlẹ́ni kò wá lọ́ọ̀kì ẹ̀ mo kọ̀ pé ilé ilé kí n kọ̀ wo ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí wọ́n wo screenshot ẹ̀ ìgbà tí mo send the address sí ní April tó wá sọ́dọ̀ mi ni mo ti send address sí o tó wá sí ilé tí mo ti kúrò yẹn mo kọ̀ bá current screenshot yẹn ó ti screenshot bóyá send address sí èmi ò mọ̀ pé àṣegbà yẹn wọ́n ní ìyá ẹ̀sà bọ́ọ̀dù kan ti sọ pé wọ́n máa fún ẹni tó bá mú address ilé mi lẹ̀ 200,000.
Jesus Christ. So
ẹni tó lóyún tí mo fi lẹ́nu lé mi ìmọ̀lé o mi ìmọ̀ anything pa ẹ̀ mi ìmọ̀ bí tó bá kó gbẹrù lọ́gbà yẹn I just left everything for the get out. Kò lè mọ how ojú ogun téèyàn wà mo ṣe rí báyìí mo ní kí lélẹ̀ ó ní ìṣòro fóònù kọ́ ṣèṣì screenshot ni ṣèṣì screenshot mọ̀ káwọn tí ó mọ̀ ní mo kàn you know my blood káwọn ẹ̀kọ́ lè mọ̀ mo ṣe báyìí pé pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ náà mi ì bá já o mo kọ̀ báyìí pé ó dẹ̀ sọ mo filẹ̀ later move ó kọ̀ imagine ẹni tó sọ pé òun lóyún fún ẹ ẹjọ́ wà nulẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé address but old address yẹn ni ó ní fóònù ó kàn ṣe screenshot ẹ̀ mo ní ó ṣe jẹ́ pé time tí wọ́n náà wá address ilé mi ní fóònù ẹ̀ ṣe screenshot èmi ò ń parọ́ mọ́yàn bébí ṣe wà yìí I say my truth mi ò rọ́yàn yẹn but mo kàn fi tẹ̀ ẹ́ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ pé wò wàhálà àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́jọ́ ń ṣe pátákópa yín nìyẹn ẹ lè rí mi mú ṣá.
Wow.
So mo kàn sọ fún pé mo ń lọ location ni so I left the house. The pregnancy, according to the test, was about 6 weeks. So let me just say 5 days. Ni mo fi mọ̀ pé mo fi rí pé okay, Akórèdé nínú oyún tí mo fi lọ. And after 7 months, I returned back to Nigeria. I was in self-exile for 6 months. Lórí case babaijesha. In between, lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí mo escape yẹn, fáwọn pé yé mo dé UK. Èmi tẹ́yàn bá ṣe wèrè pẹ̀lú mi, èmi náà máa fún ẹni sọ́ọ̀bù padà. Tí mo ṣe láǹdì báyìí tí mo déwájú ilé àti bímbọ̀.
Okay, Jerry,
ẹ̀yin tèmi báwo ni o ṣe lọ́wọ́ kí ni ẹ̀wà rí July 6. Torí àti irun princess yẹn pa. I am saying. Ìjọ tí wọ́n fi babaijesha lẹ̀ yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n ìjọ tí wọ́n fi babaijesha lẹ̀ tó fún ní bail. Ọlọ́pàá wà ní court. Táwọn púpọ̀ ti sanwó fún tó fẹ́ arrest mi. This àwọn tẹ́ ń wo obìnrin tẹ́ ń wo ìwé rẹ ní gbogbo wọn o. Ó máa dàbẹ̀ pé they are better. But in tó funny to life ni pé tó bá ń rò pé àwọn tó bá ń ṣe bí yẹn nǹkan máa tètè ṣe wọ́n Ọlọ́run ò rorò bẹ́ẹ̀ púpọ̀ ó lè padà fìyà jẹ wọ́n létà ọkàn mi but máa expect pé lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà ọkàn àkó ṣọlọ́run Ọlọ́run ẹ̀ kí ni tòun ìwọ ló máa lo àkáíbà ẹ̀ ó ti yẹ mo ṣe escape gbogbo òfò gbogbo wọn ọ̀ní tíátà gbogbo ẹ̀ nígbà tó rí pé yẹn fail ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti wá lọ plan wọ́n ní ẹgbẹ́ tampani ṣe wá gbéra ńgbà yẹn tán ní ok wọ́n ní Yomi ṣe fíìmù ọkọ̀ Ìyábọ̀ pé kí la tún lè ṣe next wọ́n wá kọ́kọ́ ṣùyọ pé ẹ lọ suspend ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n gbígbà yẹn president yẹn tako babaijesha pé kò ń ṣe ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ èmi support so pé kí làwọn tún lè ṣe àwọn ladies tó ti bú wọn tó ti insult wọn wọ́n padà tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ pọ́n support wọn wọ́n tún throw me under the bus ọdúnfà mọ̀kọ́ ọdúnfà lèmi so àwọn ẹ̀ma fọgbọ́n ṣe ni tampa àwọn ẹlẹgbẹ́ tó involve everybody so gbogbo rubbish táwọn Fẹ́mi branch nínú ló wọ ẹ ṣe ọkọ̀ ṣe bálabàlá orí pé gbà tó wọn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sìnkú lẹ́yìn tó máa dìde in the support nobody can stand up for them nísìnyí wọn ní ó ṣègbà kan nobody stand up oríṣiríṣi nobody will stand up for them ìwọ tó bá rò pé táwọn bá ṣèkà sí ẹ tó bá ní fẹ́ máa gbogbo ẹ̀jà tó bá ní sùúrù ojú ẹ báyìí ní kábà máa bá wọn ìmí tó bá dẹ̀ mọ́ ọlọ́run sọ pé kó ṣe gbé ẹni máa fi hàn ẹ́ I will support you and fight for you lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ nǹkan máa ṣe wọ́n á ṣe wọ́n lórí ọmọ wọn tó bá retí pé káwọn réèyàn wọn ní réèyàn I am saying so when Ostos started with him now on a good day le mari to ma did support you okay let's speak in the support kate sọ̀rọ̀ baba tell us okay let's give him some moral support you can't gbogbo irú èmi sì kò sí bó ife ṣe tó àti comment section àti kíní kan tó bá kù díẹ̀ kan náà fẹ́ ṣe yẹ̀yẹ́ èmi ò kí ń lose torí inú mi mọ́ kẹ́ tó rò kẹ́ tó ṣe mo ti win mo ṣe ń sọ sample story game yìí ṣé ń gbà táwọn èèyàn sí èèyàn kan fún mi $400 èèyàn kan no fẹ́ send mi èèyàn máa send west time bóyá $1,000 ni ẹjọ́ kọ́ lọ fún $1,400 kó fi lọ ra gift fún mi ṣé ó máa ka mọ́ o kò lè pé dé náà bóyá $600 àbí $700 ó máa padà bọ́ sí mi lọ́wọ́ èmi ò ṣerú business bẹ́yẹn o tí mò ń jẹ́ yàmbí mo ń ṣe babysitter látara dalẹ́ ẹni tó mọ jínsìn Daddy I want to eat Daddy I want to poop Daddy I want to ṣé ẹni máa ṣe ń lo ìbò tó yẹ kí máa ya fíìmù lọ ọmọ yìí fíìmù tó yẹ kí ti yà so that is the entire story the struggle so to now answer the babaijesha's case.
tí mo yóò dẹ̀ pọ̀ mọ́ bí tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́.
ta ló bàbá èèyàn ti pẹ́ náà díẹ̀ ọmọ kéékèèké tó bí ṣe ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí i àwọn oníkọ́ lọ máa ya fíìmù ó yẹ ọmọ pé gbogbo social media àti activism tèmi ṣe ló ń jẹ́ kí mi máa dàbí Gen Z díẹ̀ kó máa dàbí pé ṣé yọ̀mí ò ń ṣe àgbáwo ṣé kò ń ṣe legend kó ṣe ń ṣe veteran ó dẹ̀ pè mí bẹ́ẹ̀ so wọn lè sọ pé mo ti dàgbà jù kọ́ máa lọ́rọ́ mi mọ́ àwọn old school apẹ̀ èmi kọ́ màmá sún sẹ́yìn ni òun ni mo ṣe accept game pẹ̀lú ro sẹ́gbò yẹn normally àwọn tó ṣe àwọn ọdún àwọn tó yẹ káwọn ní ṣe á nínú ó wà lọ win àwọn kan lè bọ́ sí sort ó yẹ èmi kí ló kàn mí kò bá win mi kó máa lè tèmi ṣe máa lose ni ṣe akọ mi ta máa ń lose ni so ó pè mí kí n bá ṣe kọ́ máa tó bá lóhun sì bóyá sọ́yìn sí gbogbo àwọn sẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ máa sọ sẹ́gbò èèyàn fábí ẹ̀ ó pè mí ju pé kọ́ lọ sọ mí di àwọn àgbà ṣípẹ̀lẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ pákéjì pé mo ti di veteran rẹ̀ kan ó pè mí so those are the sacrifices orú yẹn sì mo wá dé airport mo ṣe ń gbéra àti bọ̀ mo ti ń bọ̀ London o wọ́n fẹ́ mú mi lẹ́ o mo ti escape you understand last one tí mo wá kò ṣe léyìí o wọ́n ti mọ̀ pé ọ̀dọ̀ àti bímbọ̀ ni wá ń dé sí
ẹ̀rù bá bọ̀ bí o lè pa.
fẹ́ǹsì mo ṣe sọ fún wọn pé mo ti ń bọ̀
ẹ̀rù bá àtúnjẹ pé.
mi ò gbogbo èèyàn ló mọ̀ pọ̀dọ̀ wọn ni máa ń dé sí.
ẹ nà ó.
so ibẹ̀ lọ sọ pé
ẹ̀rù bá gan àsìlẹ̀ ẹ̀rù bá gan.
mo mọ
ẹ̀rù bá gan.
ó mọ̀ káwọn tí àwọn tajọ́ ń ṣe struggle yẹn ọ̀rọ̀ bóyá ẹ̀rọ lè yàn pa ṣùgbọ́n ẹni kéèyàn ń lọlé ẹ̀ kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ rí tó ń lọlé ẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé o ti plan ẹ̀ wá ṣàṣọfẹ́ tó ń lọlé ẹ̀ pé mò ń bọ̀ next week o mò ń bọ̀ 2 weeks wá wo orú kéèyàn kan wá bọ́ta kó ní irú ìyá Kóredé yẹn sọ pé mo ti plan trip yẹn before mo bí akọ́ báyìí pé
mo láti sọ fún yín pé ẹ má lo anything phone sim tẹ máa lo ẹ má lo sim lé anything ẹ má lo internet lé.
bọ̀bí ní má wá sọ́dọ̀ mi máa lọ síbi báyìí èmi gan mo ní iṣẹ́ tí mo lọ síbi kan máa lọ bẹ̀yẹn ọlọ́wà aṣọ ẹ àbúrò tó bá lè jù tó lọ bẹ̀yẹn náà bá tún dí mi ìfẹ́ dárúkọ àdúgbò tó wà mi ní kọrí sọ́nà ọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀.
mo ní pé ẹ̀wà ṣé ẹ̀ ní pé àbúrò yín báyìí kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ọ̀ní mi ti sọ fún Yọ̀mí kó fi kíní ilẹ̀ kó jáwọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kó ṣe kí mo ní wẹ́ẹ́.
o kì í gbọ́ fi kíní ẹ̀ wọ́n ní bọ̀bí ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ but some of everybody tó mọ̀ ẹ́ láti kékeré
Brian no wà
àwọn tó mọ̀
wíkílítì Brian no wà ní sọ́dọ̀ dámì mi nẹ́mi wàhálà o àwọn yóò tún mọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ mi ló máa wà àwọn tí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀.
ó yá mo make a detour ni.
ẹ tó gbà ẹ tẹ wà lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ yẹn ìyẹn ẹ wò mí ìmọ̀ tí mo ti rí ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn wàláì.
ṣoko dágbára rẹ wọ. ṣoko dágbára àdéhùn ìgbà tí mo
lè yí. àdéhùn tí mi ti rí wọn èmi fúnra mi mo tún pè wọn mo ní lágbájá mẹ́fà bàbá yọ̀ mí sọ ọ ní lọ sí bí
àti ẹ ọ kí mu secret pa.
wọ́n ní kò sí bí àmú ní báyìí ṣe máa sọ pé kò sí bí.
ànígbà tó máa gbọ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi nígbà tí ọwọ́ bá mi lé ọ ní Yọ̀mí ó ti ń jẹ́ kí n máa ṣe àwọn èèyàn rẹ̀ mí sì ó pè mí sí ó ní ṣọwọ́ lọ́dọ̀ òun fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ mo ní ọ ní n tó bá mi sọ láti airport pé even kí mo sí ẹ pè kí n má sọ pé wà lọ́dọ̀ mi òun ni mo ń tẹ̀lé o so kó bó ṣe máa lọ ọjọ́ ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀ mo ní máa pe rẹ̀ mí sí bó ṣe wá mẹ́ sọ pé rẹ̀ mí wo má bí lè mi ó sọ.
ọjọ́ mi lẹ́nu pé bá kí ni.
ìkan tó pè lọ́mọ yà ọmọ káwọn ẹbí yàn lọ́wọ́ mọ̀ popsi mi ìgbà tí mo dé ṣé France mo wà tí mo sọ popsi mi France náà mo sọ fún popsi mi pé ọlọ́ ọkọ ní káwọn kí mi aláfíà mo ní mi sí Nàìjíríà o ń bọ̀ ló wà mo ní mo sọ ìwọ ọmọ yìí kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ mo ní ẹ̀wọ̀n máa sọ fún yín tí bá ti dé London àní mi ìwẹ̀ kúrò Nàìjíríà gbà ẹ̀ mi ò wẹ̀.
bẹ́ẹ̀ sì lẹ ti ṣe yẹn.
So to answer those that were asking about babaijesha, like I said, babaijesha will be out in November officially. See, the background of his case is that he was accused of 6 count charges. 6 count charges, and nígbàtí a máa ṣe case yẹn, I returned back to Nigeria and I went to the same court. Court is one to fẹ́ràn mi lọ ẹ̀wọ̀n gbà yẹn. Mo tún padà síbẹ̀. Adájọ́ yẹn gbà tẹ́lẹ̀ ọkọ rí mi pé mo wà nínú court yẹn wọ́n kí bọ̀bọ̀ tó gbẹ́jọ́ ẹ̀wọ̀n torí kò yọ òun kọ́ ló tún wà nínú court. Mo ṣe gbọ́gàn níṣe ni jọ́ọ̀jì yẹn níṣe ló pe governor's office pé ṣé pé ìpéjọ mi fẹ́ dá court irú. Because àti ṣe ibi ní Nigeria, they want people to be silent. So what they were, my coming back to that court, I will speak the truth. I will spill it. So mo wá ń jókòó mo wò pé mo fẹ́ wo nǹkan tó ń pè ní adájọ́ gan. Mo wá padà sínú court yẹn pé ṣé bí lọ́ọ́ ti fẹ́ràn mi lẹ́wọ̀n. Wọ́n ní wọ́n wá mi mo dẹ̀ ti wà ń bí mi ò ṣẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ti kó mi yọ. Mi ìtẹ̀tí máa ìsọ́ pati ṣáìdì bọ́ọ̀lù ti kó mi yọ nípa yẹn nígbà tí Lagos State government tó fẹ́ rán mi pa. Tẹ bá Google fóònù yín sìn, all of you listening to me, ẹ kọ Lagos government to prosecute Yomi Fabiyi. Kẹ́wò. Kẹ wá wo nǹkan tó tó lẹ̀ kẹ wá wo yíyọ Ọlọ́run sínú ẹ bá ti mọ́ gbogbo ohun tó bá béèrè fún Ọlọ́run á mú ṣẹ. Èmi ti kọjá ẹni táwọn kan máa jókòó máa èmi tó bá jókòó tó bá bá wọn plan ọ̀tẹ̀ lórí mi nígbà tó ń dájọ́ ni tó bá gbà ọmọ ẹ̀ àgbà torí mi jókòó ṣọ̀tẹ̀ lórí èèyàn no matter how small the ọ̀tẹ̀ is I don't do it. Ìmúrúkọ yàn lọlé babaláwo ìráyè àṣàjà ńlọ́kì ṣùgbọ́n tó bá jù wá àbámbẹ̀ ọwọ́ rẹ̀ ló máa wá padà fi ṣe rẹ̀. So you can Google it, you'll see. Just type it on your Google. Lagos government to prosecute Yomi Fabiyi. You can see, look at each media house no publish enjoy. So, mon lo ba say later. So babaijesha during the trial, 1, 2 of the 6 count charges. He won 2. 2, and it was sentenced based on 4 count charges. Only there be 4 count charges. So the 4 count charges, it can carry 5 years, it can carry 5 years, it can carry 3 years, it can carry 3 years. But they all belong to the same offense. Okay, but you know, charges and then we said no, that the prerequisite for that action was errored. It does not have propensity in law. And I want to do this, you know, our lawyers, what did they on pro bono? What did they know what they are saying? But because we were fighting with the government, and while at babaijesha kojú ẹ, to be honest with you, ó kọjá pé wọ́n set up nìkan. I can tell you for free, tó bá tó time kan, àwọn oní theatre tí wọ́n lọ lẹ́yìn. Wọ́n lọ ṣe tánú di pé ẹ má jẹ́ kí kíní yẹn favor Yomi àti babaijesha yẹn. Mo mọye wọn, mo dẹ̀ mọ onímọ́tò tó ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú wọn. Tọ́rọ pa àwọn súnmọ́ ìjọba pé àníṣe ẹ má jẹ́ kó favor anybody pẹ̀lú àwọn ọ̀rọ̀. They did all they can, but because all the pé mi náà dúró lẹ́yìn ikú sáré, I was just the only one. So we went to appeal pé ká lọ squash mẹ́rin yẹn, and suddenly wọ́n tún wò pé wọ́n gbọ́jọ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe judgment appeal yẹn, wọ́n tún tọwọ́ bọ̀ lójú. But the appeal judges, they removed the two, and they now conclude that, you know what, apart from all evidence to point pé babaijesha ò bọ́mọ kọ́kọ́ sùn, kò bọ́mọ ìsùn ilé ayé ẹ̀. They made it clear and abundantly clear with the judge, kò bá ọmọ kọ́kọ́ sùn. Irọ́ pátápátá ni princess pa pé babaijesha bọ́mọ yẹn sùn gbà tó wà 7 years lòun ṣe set it up. Because láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ ni investigation tí ọlọ́pàá ṣe, tó dé mi dúró sáwọn ọlọ́pàá lọ́rùn. Wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ wọn gidi, wọ́n dẹ̀ rí pé ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ̀ sọ pé babaijesha bá sùn lọ́mọ ọdún méje, tí wọ́n ní ìdí torí pé babaijesha bá sùn lọ́dún méje nígbà tó wà ní 7 years, ó ti kọ́kọ́rọ́ bọ̀ ń dì nígbà tó wà 7 years ló ṣe set it up. It turns out that ọmọ tẹ́ wá present táwọn lọ ṣe test fún ní tẹ̀sán pé ó ti wá wà 14 years. Ìpè tó bá ní babaijesha ó máa ń gbọ̀n for the past 7 years. Gbà tí ọlọ́pàá ní sùúrù madam àti arrest babaijesha, we need to lè mọ́mọ́ ilẹ́yìn yẹn, you as the parent must follow us. Wọ́n dẹ̀ lọ ṣe test fún wọn yẹn. Ohun tí doctor's report wọn mẹ́ni nìyẹn ṣiṣẹ́ ni fún ìjọba. Ó ní healing broken hymen, presence of semen and evidence of perpetual penetration. Wípé ìbálẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ já ni kò tí pẹ́. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti bá sùn léraléra lẹ́yìn tó jábàálẹ̀ ẹ̀. Àtọ̀ spam dẹ̀ tó wà ní ojú ara ọmọ yẹn. Ibẹ̀ ni àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti wọ́n báyìí pé now ọmọ jẹ́ ká assume pé 7 years ago wọ́n ní babaijesha bá ẹ sùn. Kò lè jẹ́ spam yẹn ló ṣì wá ń díẹ̀ sí. Torí pé eléyìí tẹ́ fi sẹ́ẹ̀tì babaijesha up kò sí bá sùn bẹ́ẹ̀. Ta ló ní spam tó wà ń díẹ̀?
Jesus Christ.
Ọmọ yẹn dẹ̀ jẹ́wọ́ bọ́dà Dàmọ́lá ni, ta ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? Ó turn out to be bí àbúrò sí princess ń gbélé wọn, wọ́n pè ní Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá. Ta ló tún okay sọ gbogbo àwọn tó bẹ́ẹ̀ sùn. Ọmọ yẹn dárúkọ ó ní security ilé àwọn tó ń jẹ́ bọ̀dá Òkèlè àti one other man. And before they could say Jack Robinson, they rushed to pick Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá. Ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn mú security ilé yẹn kálẹ̀. And they picked the guy who was selling pẹ̀lú babaijesha. Ibẹ̀ làwọn ti wò pé okay for the first time the government would do the right thing. Then ilẹ̀kùn wa ti wá mú wọn lọ́wọ́. 14 years tó ti pariwo láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ kò ṣe change mọ́. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ sọ pé 14 years lọ́mọ yẹn ẹ ti pé babaijesha wa, àwa ti ní evidence pé fíìmù ni babaijesha ni princess pé babaijesha kó wá ṣe. I get what I'm saying. It's what the case to where we have to, you know, put the right truth out there. Ain't it no problem. But the fact remains that you invited babaijesha kó wá ṣe film. And that reason, the evidence was there. Secondly, nígbà tó dẹ̀ pé babaijesha kó wá ṣe film nìyẹn, nínú ilé tí Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá yẹn ti ń bá ọmọ yẹn sùn, tí security ti ń bá sùn, because princess ó padà sọ nínú court pé àti 2020, a year before kó tó set babaijesha up, ló ti mọ̀ pé Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá yẹn àti security ilé àwọn Òkèlè ó ń bọ́ wọn yẹn on sexually harass ẹ̀. Kò sọ fọlọ́pàá, kò gbégbésẹ̀ lórí ẹ̀. So babaijesha tó wá jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ colleague ló wá tàn wá tó gbọ́ ọmọ yẹn tì. Ńgbà tó dẹ̀ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ọmọ yẹn nu court pé kí ló fà á, ó lọ sí ẹnu ọ̀nà. Lẹ́yìn tí princess bẹ́yìn méjì sọ̀rọ̀, àmọ́ tó ní kẹjọ ṣe papọ̀, ó lóun bọ̀, ó ní kó wá palẹ̀kùn dé. Ó dẹ̀ wọ́ tó sọ pé tó bá rí babaijesha báyìí nínú TV ó máa ń gbọ̀n. Ó kú àti babaijesha nìkan nulẹ̀, ó wá mú lẹ́kùn, ó pàdé mọ́, ó lọ jókòó sí ẹgbẹ́ babaijesha, ó lọ sínú ilé àkọlọ́jú kò sórí iṣẹ́ àbá ẹgbẹ́ babaijesha náà ló tún padà sí ọmọ yẹn dẹ̀ sọ clearly ó ní I will not be in the camera and under the law luring babaijesha to that house is a criminal offense. You are not meant to lure anybody to come and sexually abuse. It's wrong for any civilian to do. Oh, God, fear commit. Don't do it. It's a criminal offense. Secondly, ntemi ko ni pe elekeji be. Omo yi confirm pe bye. Am ka won yo mo statement emi ti lọ sí àgọ́ ọlọ́pàá. Emi ti mo gboye. People do not know. Torí kò ti lọ sí court ngba. The girl and the guy and the statement was that at the statement princess ni pe òun set up camera torí pé kóun lè mọ bó ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ tó bá pè babaijesha wá tó bá fẹ́ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ so àárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn ló set camera ó dẹ̀ ní ó ti ní idea pé he is a sexual predator mo ní now setting up camera in advance tó ti mọ̀ pé àwọn méjèèjì máa fọwọ́ kanra wọn you know it's likely to happen. Money, the debt we owe every child is protection. And if you do that, it's called child pornography. Ofe wo bo se ma kiss omo ekere, bo se ma ke oboju ara omo ekere, bo se ma jack omo ekere. Money, it is not appropriate. It is against the law. It's against the law. You don't do that. It is unacceptable. It is punishable with life imprisonment. Tebachi insists pé 14 years lomo yen. Money ketabe to carry life imprisonment. Oni pé lábẹ́ òfin kò sí òfin náà anywhere in the world tó fàyè fún adájọ́ ọlọ́pàá òbí guardian pé kò sọ fún ọmọ kékeré ọkùnrin ni àbóbìnrin ni o àbí minor pé gbé ara ẹ sílẹ̀ ẹni yẹn ó sọ pé ó ti bẹ́ẹ̀ sùn rí àbí ó sọ pé ó ti tẹ̀ lọ́yàn rí mo fẹ́ kó tún tẹ̀ again tó bá ń bọ̀ tó bá fẹ́ tẹ̀ jẹ́ kó tẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ kí nǹkan bọ̀ ẹ́ ní ojú ara jẹ́ kó bọ́ pátá ẹ̀ páwọ̀ rí àwa máa dáàbò bò ẹ́ jáàjẹ́ ó ṣe kárí kó tún ṣe again òfin sọ pé irúfẹ́ ẹni tó bá dọ́rú ẹ̀ wò whoever tries that with a child or a minor has committed a crime punishable with life imprisonment or even a serious capital punishment. Mo ní tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ insist ìjọba Èkó pé 14 years lọ́mọ yìí gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀sùn tí princess commit then gbogbo nǹkan tó wá ṣe yìí it does not have propensity in law. It's called organized crime. Money untemi rimbe. Emi o sọ pé kí babaijesha bá jẹ̀bi. Tó bá fọwọ́ kan mọ́ ẹ tó bá pé 14 years ni. Prove ẹ fún pé 14 years ni. He will pay for his crime. Ignorance is not an excuse under the law. But kẹwàá rò pé torí pé máa yóò kàwé. Àbí torí ẹ rò pé àwọn obìnrin ti lo ète. Money ẹ mọ̀ pé gbogbo kìíní ète ni. I'm coming. Money gbọ́dọ̀ sọ pé a fẹ́ fi irú ẹ̀ kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ lórílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ṣé mo ní ṣe mo ya ọmọ tó wà ní boarding schools ṣé mo ya ọmọ tó wà ní homes àwọn tó ra ọmọ Nàìjíríà go mọ́ ni gbogbo àwọn tẹ̀rí tó ń gbé létí kànáà yẹn àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tó ń gbé létí kànáà ó ní ibi tó ń kó wọn sí ní àgọ́ tíjọba ní ọkùnrin àtobìnrin dẹ̀ ló mójútó wọn bẹ̀ wọ́n máa fún wọn ṣe trap torí pé wọn ò mọ àwọn òbí wọn ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe fẹ́ allow kí lù lọ nìyẹn mo ní it's unacceptable mo ní so 14 years tẹ́lẹ̀ pé àwọn no case file kò sí birth certificate èmi dẹ̀ ti rí case file àti rí pé ẹni tó bọ́mọ sùn ó kọ síbẹ̀ pé girlfriend òun lọmọ tó fi set babaijesha up so ṣé èèyàn kan tó jẹ́ àgbàlagbà ó dẹ̀ lè ní boldness kó máa sọ fún yín pé ọmọ 14-year-old girlfriend òun ni ọmọ gẹ́ẹ̀ náà tún wá ń kọ sínú statement yẹ pé ìjọ tí bàbá yẹn kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ bóun sùn òun gbóòórùn ọtí lẹ́nu ẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé kò mọ ọtí ni kò ní bóun sùn so I forgiving him gbogbo àwọn tó dẹ̀ ń tẹ̀lé princess yẹn dẹ̀ dákẹ́ and they knew that. So when I was fighting as a human rights organization, as an activist, they thought because he was my colleague, I am just doing what I am to do. Just like when you case Mohbad. You see some terrible human beings, they will just come up and start looking for a guy compete. No, I'm not in your league. I will tell you, this is what is obtainable. So I now said, in the same case, same investigation, same victim. Ewani ẹni tó bọ́ ọmọ sùn Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá yẹn nígbà tó máa charge babaijesha sí court ìyẹn wá lọlé. Wọ́n fi yẹn lẹ̀ kó máa lọ. Òkèlè ọlọ́pàá ò lọ mú. babaijesha wá nítorí pé nígbà tó wá ti papọ̀ yẹn wá kiss ọmọ yẹn ńbẹ̀ kò dẹ̀ sí lára nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n jọ ń gbádùn. The fact remains that ọmọ yẹn ti wà coached and there is substantial evidence before the judge pé this girl is actually ó ti ní sexual experience. Ìkẹtàbẹ̀ òun ní pé whatever the case may be, nothing has proven that this girl is 14. ṣùgbọ́n ìjọba ní tí wọ́n kọ́ ní lórí case babaijesha ni pé wọ́n claim age èèyàn minor wọn dẹ̀ mú evidence jáde. Òfin dẹ̀ sọ pé ohun tí ẹ fi sọ pé babaijesha kò yìí fi dúró sẹ́wọ̀n tó wà yẹn kẹtó lè sọ pé èèyàn ṣe nǹkan ọdún nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn pé kí sọmọ kékeré tí ò ti pé 18 èèyàn lè jẹ́ 16 kódà bí ọmọ 21 year old. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ sọ pé 16 lọmọ yìí ó lè jọ 21 lójú ẹ̀ bọ̀ a máa jẹ́ kó mọ̀ pé ó ti commit offence. O rò pé 21 ni but 16 dẹ̀ ni. This is the evidence of age. Tẹ́ni ẹ bá ti rí kó lọ mu gàrí ẹ̀. Òun ló fi jẹ́ pé kó tó lè bọ́ ẹni obìnrin ní kankan. Ó dàgbà o kò dàgbà o, it's common sense. Ask for the age. Má jẹ́ kóbìnrin kan máa tẹ̀ pé no, they don't ask women girls for their age. Béèrè age ẹ̀. Jẹ́ kó sọ kó tó sọ anything intimate. Make sure you establish the age. Àfi tó bá yẹ pé ó ti ní ohun tó ń ṣe tó mọ̀ pé ibi tí eléyìí bá dé o bóyá ó jẹ́ general manager company kéèyàn tó lè jẹ́ manager company àbójá kó tó dé stage yẹn àti jágbàlagbà. But tó bá ti dáhùn evidence tó ní lọ́wọ́ tó mọ̀ pé ó ti pẹ́ àbí tó rí pé bóyá social media ẹ̀ ó ti show pé ó ti rí pé social media ìlélẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ti wà ń bẹ̀ ó ti kọjá 18 years tó ti ń post síbẹ̀ tó ti rí pé ìwọ kọ́ ló ń post, then you can say okay I have evidence. But tí o bá ti ní anything tó lè gbámú sọ́wọ́ má ti sọ I like you are beautiful má ti ẹ̀ tí sọ fún bóyá orí ẹ̀ tẹ̀sẹ̀gbẹ́ ó ugly ó fine má ti sọ tó bá ti mọ̀ age. Ensure you establish the age ọkọ̀ fẹ́nu ara ẹ̀ sọ tó dẹ̀ lé document ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ screenshot ẹ̀ kò mú sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ bì kan tó bá tẹ̀ screenshot ẹ̀ tó bá di serious case wọ́n lọ wù jáde. So yes, especially in abroad. So ohun tí àwọn princess yẹn tí wọ́n set up nìyẹn. Mo wá wò báyìí mo ní èwo lẹ fẹ́ mú gangan ìjọba èwo lẹ fẹ́ mú tí ẹ bá sọ pé ọmọ yìí 14 years ni ṣé ohun tẹ́ ń sọ pé Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá tó bá sùn gangan tẹ̀rí spam ẹ̀ ń di ẹ̀ òun ò commit offence. So babaijesha kọ́ ni target yín. Okay now tẹ́ bá sọ pé princess tó fi ọmọ 14 year old set a up òun ò commit a crime. Ṣé same child protection law kọ́ lẹ̀ ń lò tẹ́fẹ́ lò láti fi rán babaijesha ṣé òun náà kọ́ ni ẹ̀yẹ́kẹ́ for princess ṣé òun náà kọ́ ni ẹ̀yẹ́kẹ́ lò fún Dàmọ́lá Adékọ́lá? That is to tell you the kind of country we live. Ìdí tí a ṣe ní problem tí ègún tẹ́bí ṣe ń pa gbogbo àti yà ń jẹ́ àwọn òbí wa nìyẹn táìsàn ṣe wọ́n because you will go on social media and you be supporting gibberish. Àwọn tí ò wà informed wọ́n máa bẹ́ bí gbà tó wà informed and they will be looking for ẹni tó fẹ́ borúkọ ẹ̀jẹ̀. Òun lẹ́jẹ̀ rí pé mi ò kí ń bọ́dà pa àwọn kìnnì kan comment section mo ti face àwọn ọmọ tó kọjá ọgbọ yẹn. Gbogbo ẹ jẹ́ ká plan ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣòpé kò lórúkọ ó jìnà síra wọn. Ó jìnà for you. Ntawa adájọ́ accepting it. They want me to keep quiet. And keeping quiet is not just about talking. I was able to scream out and people came up. Emi only face an item because I'm not a lawyer. Can't even read the law, I would have been in court to defend him. Okay. So at the end of the day, the police was telling the judge, Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo, there is no network. Lòun ò ṣe your CCTV because tó bá mú CCTV yẹn láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ bó ṣe ṣe rehearsal pẹ̀lú ọmọ yẹn a máa rí because wọn kò lè dédé gbé ọmọ yẹn jókòó without checking torí into set up on wò lórí phone níbi tó lọ dọ́jì sí. And I need to tell you guys, Princess àtàwọn wèrè àwọn ọmọ ta tó kó jọ, they waited over 31 minutes níta tó fi ọmọ yẹn pẹ̀lú babaijesha nìkan. 31 minutes ni wọ́n fi dúró síta. Tó bá jẹ́ pé ìlú tó fẹ́ gbòòrò ni gbogbo àwọn tó láwọn study criminology, all the students that are supposed to be in serious NGOs now to be looking at the case, àwọn tó pẹ̀lú àwọn media, they should look at it and say ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé fẹ́ báyé ẹni jẹ́ ẹ lo whatever ẹ lè yọrí òfin, but don't make a mess of our constitution. Tó bá jẹ́ ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣe kàfọ́ ẹ sọ pé nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe rè ká lè allow yín ọ̀kẹ́ máa sọ pé òfin lẹ́ ń lò. Ofiti le call lo because taba jo dake po fi le lo egun ni o ma padà wá as consequence of the innocent children. Ohun le se ri boye sele ko si pe aṣíwájú ò gbìyànjú. He's working hard. But how quickly la won se gbe kon danu. Nigeria kon worse every day. E ma wa kole wọ́n máa ta títì kí ni nǹkan mi tó tún wà mẹ́. No basic infrastructure or social amenities to make sense tá enjoy. A lè rí enjoy because ìwà wa ò dá. People think they are so terrible. Social media is one hell of a evil. Tamango witchcraft. Akpa bi to ba fisi ni evil or the good side. Gbogbo àwọn happen ten wo yẹn WhatsApp ẹlòmíì rí bí irinṣẹ́ èṣù irinṣẹ́ bí. Wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ó wà nílùú òyìnbó ni o. Ó wà Nàìjíríà ni o tó bá jẹ́ ibi lẹ fi ṣe a máa bá yín. So now nígbà tá ti ṣe case dé nígbà tí case yẹn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí judge yẹn wò dé stage kan tí wọ́n present case wọn the prosecution was presenting the case babaijesha ò tí bẹ̀rẹ̀ defense rárá babaijesha began his defense January 2022 ìgbà tó máa di November tó máa parí tó máa adjourn cases January pé kí babaijesha bẹ̀rẹ̀ defense the process is vacant. Nígbà tí dé stage kan Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo yẹn only now, DPP, I don't understand this case again. Where is Damola Adekola? That is the person that should be in my front here. Because evidence of what I'm against babaijesha. Tabanika wo, ọlọ́pàá ní CCTV, àwọn kola olom, because network. And then move video wa. How to prove it? But this video was edited and was doctored. Gbogbo ìtẹ̀rí tó ṣe yẹn. To da yẹn pé bí píṣẹ̀ ṣe jáde ní babaijesha fọwọ́ kọ mọ́ yẹn bóyá ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ kọ́ yẹn it was doctor princess no doctor no presented kò ṣe ọlọ́pàá ló mú CCTV tó extract ẹ lọ court mi pé mi Yomi Fabiyi mo sọ ṣe bí ìlú tí ò gbádùn náà ni. And when things like this happen ẹ lọ́wọ́ sí o ẹ gbójú bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o big consequences I know we can't normally all of us including the innocent early escape because nígbà tí irú complainant princess tó fojú fún àwọn ètò ṣe wẹ̀ tó wá pèyàn wá sínú ilé ẹ̀ tó wá lọ tún lọ doctor evidence tó bá yẹ kó tọ́ ló ṣe allow the police let them extract the CCTV wọ́n wò láti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ normal thing is for police to look okay calm down madam CCTV ò sínú pálọ̀ yín tẹ́lẹ̀ ìjọ yẹn lè ṣe set it up ẹ̀yin lẹ́lẹ́ pé babaijesha ẹ wá okay ẹni babaijesha ti bọ́mọ̀ ìsúngbà tó wà ó bá sùngbà tó wà 7 years okay kò wá ń hùn rárá láti gbà yẹn ìsìn ló ṣe ń hùn gbà tẹ́yìn ṣe invite ẹ̀ ló ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tún hùn àbí oh okay then evidence ti 7 years so ńgbà tọmọ yẹn ọbẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ ìgbà tọmọ yẹn wà 7 years tó sọ pé babaijesha jábàlẹ̀ ọmọ 7 years ṣé ìgbà tó dé ta ló wẹ̀ fọmọ yẹn láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì ó lóun ló wẹ̀ fún so ọmọ yẹn ò ṣe kò yáta báwo ló fẹ́ fi irú babaijesha kó já ìgbàlẹ̀ ọmọ 7 years tí ò ní multiple tier báwo ni ò ṣe ní multiple tiers débi pé ò tiẹ̀ ní fún ní paracetamol ṣọ́wọ́ yẹn ti ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ni mo ní you allowed all this you are very correct Mr. Babatunde so now o wá set the camera up ní ìjọ yẹn police are meant to look at the camera from beginning to the end before they draw conclusion kò ń ṣe conclusion lórí social media èyí tí conclusion tẹ́yìn draw lórí social media ibi tí princess fẹ́ kó favour òun ibi tí babaijesha ti sọ pé ó dá má bínú àti ibi tí babaijesha ti ń fọwọ́ kọmọ yẹn ẹni tí ó bá wà informed a ní ibi kọ́ ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ fídíò yìí I need to see beginning kí ló gbé wọn papọ̀ báwo ló yọ dé stage yìí but honest people àfi bí ìgbà tí ó ti ń jíṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ okay Iyabo Ojo should not be aggressive in misleading the public. It's just for people to understand how social media works. So, àṣírí pẹ̀lú ìfẹ́ mo fẹ́ ka ìwà ẹjọ́ tí ọmọ yẹn rò ní kóòtù àfi bí ìgbà tí ó ti ń jíṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ni ó kò nóhùn tí ẹ̀ ṣe rárá ó ti ń ṣe dáadáa. So, that was what went down. But the only thing they were able to brainwash the public with, Yomi Fabiyi yẹn ń jà torí pé babaijesha ń ṣe film, and people fell for it. But I'm not going to allow that to affect me. The first thing I did, which was a victory, a success for my NGO is that I fought for the right to bail. But 1 year plus, case babaijesha ile lo ngba lo. And it was because we fought for him and was able to help him to get legal representation. And the government are ready to go after you. So it will take a whole lot of effort to get you out of this. So for that reason, and the government came up and said they want you to be sentenced to life imprisonment. Only life imprisonment at 16 years. See, babaijesha bá rí legal representation. See, did buy it and won't be pẹ̀lú 16 years. In fact, adájọ́ ilé ma fi sí pé without parole. Despite the fact pé kò bá ọmọ kò tí ẹ ṣe kan pẹ̀lú ọmọ yẹn nígbà tó wà 7 years. Irọ́ burúkú ni. So now, we're able to get that, and at the trial court, it wasn't sentenced to life imprisonment. It was only sentenced to 5 years. And then, while I was even at the court, you got on only him answer on appeal. She got caught. When it, I don't know what this, I don't know what you guys are saying, and I was able to calm. I saw very quick. If you go back to Google, you see that day. When I saw and then we went to appeal. Appeal there, your meji kuro, but my yo bomo isurara. Ko seni eri ko bomo ko konsun. Whether omodu meje ni o, abegba to 14 years, it's total false. So he's innocent of these 2 count charges, and they removed it. So the only 2 count charges, only pe babaijesha kiss someone nínú pampeti princess idele fún. Pe o kiss someone and because ọmọ yẹn ò pé 18. We can't want to pay 18 ni ọmọ yẹn ò sọ pé bá fọwọ́ kàn wọ́n jọ ọmọ kan tó ṣe ọmọ yẹn ló jókòó síbẹ̀ ọmọ yẹn sọ pé òun mọ̀ wọ́n ní kóun jókòó ká ní pé 18 ni pẹ̀lú gbogbo tó sọ yẹn babaijesha ò jẹ̀bi but 14 yẹn làwọn fẹ́ tẹ̀lé 14 tó dẹ̀ tẹ̀lé kò sẹ́rí pé ọmọ yẹn 14 ni níwájú àwọn adájọ́ appeal. So we said we're going to proceed to Supreme. So yẹn là ń retí tí yẹn ò bá tí tètè jábọ́ babaijesha will finish his term by November and it will be out. So jíjáde tí wọ́n tán sọ pé jáde recently, I don't know, I don't want to go into how they got that. Don't know what she saw, but whatever it is that people are saying, people are wishing him the best because affinity of a bolo on no human being deserves that kind of a setup. I prefer when people commit crimes naturally. Mo de so mo ni e ba wo nti o jo loju emi oni pe they actually set him up for flirting. Flirting is a social culture. It only becomes a crime if you flirt with a child or a minor. Bill Clinton ó flirt pẹ̀lú Monica Lewinsky. Àìmọye pastor tó flirt pẹ̀lú ìyàwó church member. On kò ní ṣẹ̀wọ̀n lórí ẹ̀, ó lè má dání. I get what I'm saying. So that girl and tó bá rí girl yẹn, ẹ rí bó ṣe mature, bó ṣe dàgbà, bó ṣe gbọ́ ẹ̀. Ojú ẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ ti ní sex dáadáa. Ó mọ bó ṣe lè seduce ọkùnrin. So kò ń ṣe pé novice ni, kò ń ṣe pé she's innocent. So ntí gbogbo yóò mọ̀ tó wá dangerous pé princess mọ̀ pé ọmọ ẹ̀ ti ní sex, ó ti mọ bó ṣe pé ọkùnrin kan wá bó ṣe gbọ́ ẹ̀. Ẹ wá fi set èèyàn up. Ẹ wá ń play ẹ̀ bígbà tẹ́ pé she's innocent before the law. When investigation ọlọ́pàá show pé she's not even innocent, only sex conveniently. Kò sọ pé ó sọ to defend ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ bá sọ pé nítorí yẹn gan mọ tí nígbà tó kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ jábàálẹ̀ òun. Bí president ṣe set ẹ̀ up tí bàbá yẹn fi bá sùn gbogbo ẹ̀ la gbọ́ ní court gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ òun lọ ṣe show òun pẹ́ dé òun ní kábúrò òun máa bọ̀. So it was preposterous. It was horrible. So untaja fúngbà yẹn and if you say so, but my own is when it comes to fundamental human rights, rights in your meta, the right of 3 people in any case must be fully and duly protected. The right of the victim, right of the defendant and right of the public in any criminal matter. O ṣe kókó gan. Any prosecutor, tí ó bá ti lè preserve right àwọn mẹ́ta yẹn, kò fẹ́ establish òótọ́ ni. So the public, public interest, there's something called public interest prosecution. When public picks interest in a matter, they don't need to know the family of the person. They can stand by the person and get justice. They can stand by the victim, they can stand by the defendant. It depends on what is going on. So, lákòótọ́, Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ rí ohun tó jẹ́ pé màá ní sex offender, pedophile, ni màá ní fẹ́ máa support. I have fought and defended children with my life rather. Mo ti bá ìyá tó bí ọmọ jà rí, mo ti bá bàbá tó bí ọmọ ẹ̀ jà rí. I faced so many, so I've been fighting for children all my life. I've been fighting for women against rape, against domestic violence. Like mo ti rí ilé ayé mi, mo ṣe báyìí fún girlfriend mi rí ilé ayé mi. Bí mo kọ̀ báyìí pé mo ṣe báyìí pé orí ò pé mi ṣe fún girlfriend tí mo fẹ́ rí ilé ayé mi. I was àṣẹ tó gbọ́ fún mi. But nígbà tó máa penetrate irú ìyá ọmọ yìí, she came up with so many lies. It beat me to stupor. I went into the Ọlọ́run ló ní pé mo ní video jọ àwọn àánú labor room yẹn. I wouldn't have escaped it. I feel social have a orúkọ yàn jẹ. So God in his infinite mercies, ó máa ń kó èmi yọ.
Mi tó lè pẹ́ díẹ̀.
So fàwọn tó mọ̀ nígbà tó bá dẹ̀ ti ń ṣe nǹkan sọ́wọ́ ẹ bá mọ́, I am saying you will be so free to go on and on and on to fight. Irú báyé ṣe case Mohbad nísìn, I'm just doing my bit. The point is this, people always believe that the governments are always right in everything they do. One thing you all should know is that sometimes àwọn adájọ́ ó ti wà nù ó tù wọn gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀lé public sentiment. Kó tó máa dá pé public ń pariwo lọ báyìí. They must look at the case before they rule. But sometimes, between Nigeria day, because any harmonized database, any strong public sector system, tí wàhálà bá ṣẹlẹ̀, ariwo tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ lórí social media àti public ni àwọn ìjọba máa ń fi style tẹ̀lé. Kó satisfy yín pé wo kí ló ń gbariwo kí ló ń sọ ẹ sọ fún wọn pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe rí nìyẹn gbígbé because most of our people bó ṣe ń buta pẹ̀lú public resources ẹ̀ wọ́n ò fẹ́ nǹkan tó máa dí wọn lọ́wọ́. Bá ṣe ń gbádùn kìíní lọ tá à ń bó jáde everyday ta ló ń ṣe ní ta fẹ́ máa ṣe nìyẹn ká dẹ̀ kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́lómi bọ́ síbẹ̀ ìmọ̀ ká máa fa wàhálà tó máa dí kéèsì lọ́wọ́ nígbà táwọn ń ṣe ẹ́sàsì àti kó mì gan máa le because time ò sí gbogbo yẹn. So they always want to satisfy the public because they don't like sometimes fully follow the law and the constitution. I am saying. So it's very important for us to understand that sometimes government okay, even when the state government or federal government are pursuing a case, I'm a pursue I want to against them. What prove but in Nigerian sector, Nigerian system, most times the government about to make case against them. What believe kò sí bóyá fẹ́ sọ àwọn máa yí ẹ àfi tó bá ń wọ àwọn káwọn fi ẹlẹ ni táwọn bá choose láti fi ẹlẹ ó níbi táwọn lè yí ẹ sí tó yẹ pé they will make you say o ṣá commit ni and it's not going to be at anybody's disadvantage. Àwọn aráàlú ta dákẹ́, the members of the judiciary tí wọ́n uphold the integrity of the judiciary náà gbogbo alájọ máa jẹ yẹ ohun táwọn ọlọ́pàá wá ṣe tó fi ṣe police ṣe sí orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà gbogbo alámájẹ yẹ tàbá dákẹ́ ohun tó bá fi prison ṣe tàdákẹ́ ohun tó bá fi court ṣe tàdákẹ́ ohun tó bá fi fíìmù ṣe tàdákẹ́ ohun tó bá fi school children office school ọmọ ìkéré ṣe tàdákẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yẹ ń dóde gbogbo wa. And that is why the ability to say always break your silence and speak the truth, because kòkànmí òun ni gbogbo Nàìjíríà láfi débi jẹ́ pé ohun tó dìke ń bì kòkàn ẹ́ ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ níbi electricity kòkàn ẹ́ nítorí wọn gbádùn bí gbogbo aláwa ń jẹyà gbogbo kòkànmí papọ̀ gbogbo ìyá kòkànmí yẹn wà lọ́dọ̀ gbogbo wa wọ́n mẹ́sàn pẹ̀lú health sector oníkòkàn ṣé ìwọ jẹ́ doctor ni ìjọ tó wá ru ìyá ẹ̀ lọ sí hospital tọ́ ní kò tiẹ̀ sí bẹ́ẹ̀dì débi pọ́tẹ̀ máa dá yín lò ìyẹn wá kú sí tó wá kú sí etí ìmẹ̀ tó parọ́ doctor ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀jọ́ tí wọ́n dẹ lò nígbà tó kú tán lọ́wọ́ jáde tán ní mọ́ṣúárì wà ọkọ̀.
ìgbà tó gbé mi lọ sí gbóbi ń gbà yẹn tó ń gé pálí ẹja sí lọ́rùn.
So orúgbà yẹn so you can imagine.
tó bá ń ṣẹ̀yìn tẹ sáré débẹ̀ tó sáré ní kíní ẹgbà.
So that's how the country works, you know. At the end of the day, you now look at it and say, immediately, I want a country whereby it doesn't have to be because Yomi Fabi is there or Odo Adekola is there, Faith Abalogu is there. No. Everybody should enjoy the same equal system. Equality. You know the stress you go through. Kotole get kotole share the right thing. But on social media, TikTok, you see people where they batama mu boya ya no music ni kan abi gbongbon ani a se lo nde be ko takaya fun be to ba do social media ani ama quote law pé you know you look and say you want to change the system within a twinkle of an eye. The problem with Nigeria ko she generation to why gbogbo ma yanju, but we must play a role to fix it, and that is what we're talking about. So but opolopo elomi won so pe erora bimo won se gbo opportunity to ba se ri papapa obimo le papa ìjọba Nàìjíríà go èrò tó wà lẹ̀ ó dá fẹ́ gbọ́ resources tó wà lẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà kò lè take care èèyàn 50 million and we are well over 250 million. wọ́n kọ́ bá sọ pé owó wà Nàìjíríà tó ráwọn bí ẹ̀ ń kó sọ́wọ́ wọ́n dẹ̀ ná báṣubàṣu láti rò pé owó wà Nàìjíríà, but tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n ná káàkiri tó bá ní kọ́ lò bó ṣe yẹ kọ́ lò, we still have to put control to birth. Demography is one of the key problems militating against Africa, and particularly Nigeria. People should put control into kind of control. Because single to stop serious prevention. So that Tama Bibi, I should say, Papa, boom, Ele Paraba, and 60,000 salary or no Migi. She no be juju be that. Eko somebody sheru yen to ba ni ko lo pa yan ko ta ko ba ge ka o ma fun 10,000 naira ko ni mo a ma show video wa ni won ta odidi ori eyan won ta 20,000 naira ori eyan e ma pa yan o ma ge ori fe yan ko 20,000 naira e de ma gba. It's terrible. So irú ẹni tó ge ori e to ta ko o le wà lórí social media o boya ye wà lórí social media on plan ko ma bring irú àwa down tó bá mo mo en ko lo to ta ori ọmọ 20,000 eye tí wọ́n gbà tó fi bring irú àwọn ló ti fi ta orí ọmọ yẹn ní bọ́ta sọ òtọ́rọ̀ ni ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ nǹkan ṣe wọ́n ẹ̀ mọ̀ ni, because it's absurd. Ìmí ni wọ́n á síkì àti akọ̀mọ̀ àwọn ẹ̀pẹ́ ẹ máa rí àkóhùn ṣe wọ́n ni máa rẹ̀ ní pé tí mi nǹkan máa ṣe mí tó máa bá nǹkan máa ṣe tó máa gbádùn rẹ̀. So babaijesha, by the special grace of God, he has been sick recently. So all of that she wants to battle. And I was able to establish communication, and I got to know that he's now fine. So Asoro, and he's doing fine. I spoke to him. I was able to, establish communication yesterday, and he's doing fine. So to God be the glory. Upon you by the special grace of God, according to the timetable I have, by November it should be out. By God, he will come and finally tell his story. Then everybody that are better. See, so but just take my word for it. At the police investigation, at the court sentencing, at the lejo, at the lockdown. Lower, if I hear sorry, today is
23.
Today's date is
23.
23rd of June 2025. Babaijesha Obomo Kokosu. He never slept with any child, and he has never been found. He is not guilty of sleeping with any child. He has only been sent. He's now serving his sentence based on assault, child molestation. 2 count charges of just kissing a minor. So it has been quashed because how they were able to like some people will say it's government. People in government can do better. we need to keep asking questions and holding any government position, any government institution, any department can be held accountable. At the end of the day, well, people will keep raising their children. Obi omugoyan lon kufulo. Tawani ko wa kufu Nigeria. Abi she Nigeria le get better without people sacrificing and putting their lives on the line for the country. Nígbà tí ó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ war sin láàrin Israel àti Iran. Àwọn ọmọ ìlú wọn tí wọ́n jà fúnlù ẹ̀ nígbà tá máa ju bomb ọ̀run wọn pamọ́ lẹ́lẹ́ lule. Ìjọba ò ní dúró lẹ́yìn tó bá le jù kan wá sọ gbogbo yín tẹ̀ ń dẹmọ yẹn àbí youth. Ẹ̀yin lẹ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí social media àti lọ dágunlẹ̀ ó yẹ kó bọ̀ sí wọn lọ́wọ́. Èmi ò lè jẹ́ gbọ́n kí ni tèmi bí ẹ̀dá. President is signed. Anybody of fighting age should carry gun. I'm a coin, but my son in you, my dying so jogu. Oh, yeah, fire! About the terrace, or my robot, Louis. I could know. About winning, I want to call my Shailo. So that's to tell you, you have a vital role to play in fixing your country before it gets the fix. So let's continue to stand up for what is right. Always break your silence on things that are germane. You really see? Mo ti kọjá stage ẹ pé bá àwọn kan dọ̀tí táwọn ẹ̀rọ bá wọn ṣe ó máa gẹ́ kéèyàn tún sẹ̀ mú mọ̀ kéèyàn ṣe tánà débi mú mọ̀ I can just choose to ignore pé o ibi tó yá àwọn ilé ìmọ̀ nìyẹn ibi tọ́pọ̀ lọ́wọ́ kó máa jẹ́ tiwọn kó máa jẹ́ bìtì sí wọn and tó bá wọn lọ́wọ́ a fi wọ́n mọ̀nà tó bá dẹ̀hùn kó sọ wọ́n sí gbó tèmi I'm just going to continue to do what is right títí tọ́lọ́ máa sọ pé ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ rere ẹ̀yà come and rest but until then I'll continue to fight.
Ti lọ rest nísìnyí o.
Mi ti lọ èmi kọ́ máa determine nbá sọ mo fẹ́ kọ́ta mi gan sọ mo fẹ́ kú sí tọ́lọ́ba ní wèrè mi ló ń bá ló ń bóbò ó tí ì lọ sí tó fẹ́ ṣe sí gbà mí lọ dó síwájú train mi dẹ̀ ní sí aeroplane tó wá fún lójijì so èmi kò fẹ́ kú ṣùgbọ́n package náà wá ti jù bẹ́ẹ̀ náà kọ́ lè mọ̀ pé wèrè wà lẹ́ẹ̀ni ọ̀pọ̀ máa sáfù kú yẹn ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe activism ò tí mọ̀ tó fẹ́ ṣe ni o so on. Let me see. We got about send the question. I'll send the comment request. Want to comment? Expander, are you there? You can unmute your mic. You want to say something?
Well, not really, but just say thank you to people that came to gift yesterday, all the gifters. So join you to say thank you to them as well, that we all appreciate them.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're most appreciated, so we love them. And more grace to their elbow. So that's it. So keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, well.
Thank you so much, Expander. Thank you. So, so I need this particular voice note ya Mohbad yẹn ṣe mi
ṣé mo lè bèrè nǹkan lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad yìí?
Ọ̀yá bèrè.
Kí ni solution sí like kí ni outcome gbogbo nǹkan tó ń lọ wájú tó ń lọ lẹ́yìn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad?
And the first thing to get justice for Mohbad, the first step is táwọn yẹn bá lè ṣe is to stop speaking or seeking justice for Mohbad through any member of the family. To the government and to the police. Because if the public are serious, why they expect how she wow to? I'll call her Mohbad. Ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀, ọmọ bàbá ẹ̀ wà nínú ilé ńbẹ̀. Ẹni tó jẹ́ ńkù ẹ̀, ó wà nínú ilé ńbẹ̀ tó jẹ́ àbúrò ìyá ẹ̀. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ sọ pé ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Mohbad nínú ilé yẹn ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Káwọn tó béèrè ló yẹ káwọn yẹn ti mú wá fáwọn direct. Do you understand? So if tẹ́yìn public bá sọ pé okay o, ẹ̀yin àwọn yẹn lẹ tún wá wà. Ẹ wá ń bú àwọn ọlọ́pàá pé ẹ lọ wá àwọn tó pa Mohbad ẹ dúró sẹ́yìn ẹ̀yin lẹ wá justice lẹ́ni káwọn lọ wá ẹ dẹ̀ wà lẹ́yìn àwọn tí ẹ̀rí wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ kó gbogbo nǹkan fún wọn àwọn yẹn dẹ̀ ń wá they are going to people behind and they are saying different things to them because ẹ kó gbogbo resources fún wọn ẹ kó gbogbo mental and moral support against behind the family members sẹ́yìn bàbá sẹ́yìn àbúrò sẹ́yìn ìyá sẹ́yìn gbogbo ẹ dẹ̀ ń bú ọlọ́pàá àtijọba pé ẹ wá justice. The question will be, okay, ṣẹ́yìn tẹ wà lẹ́yìn wọn yẹn ṣẹ́yìn béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ẹbí yẹn pé n tó wà lọ́wọ́ wọn ṣé wọn rí kankan ní kílẹ̀tọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ straight. So if the entire family members tó yẹ kó tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ fọlọ́pàá pé n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ rèé tó ní kankan ò ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ wá ní kọ́lọ́pàá wò sùsù kó change the story n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ wà lẹ́yìn àwọn tí ó bá sọ báwo làwọn ṣe fẹ́ ṣe the same public are behind the people táwọn fẹ́ bù so. Táwọn bá bu àdúrà so ẹ máa ní kílé táwọn ṣe bu àdúrà so táwọn bá bu dàrúṣà so ẹ ní kílé táwọn yẹ bu dàrúṣà so tó bá bu ìyàwó so pé you need to tell us then ṣé kò ní look like ṣé nǹkan mi lẹ̀ wá ní ọlọ́pàá ok ẹni ká sọ ṣé ká sọ ohun tí ò ṣẹlẹ̀ ni so that is where we all the public we all got it wrong from the onset. So if it is possible you just excuse all the family members you can continue to support us. Let's work with the government and then let's tell the government the way they should. And when we're going to speak with the government, we will say, now, this is who you have to process. So, to make people calling for questioning, the public must be willing to accept that. Not that, why would it's fact finding. But without any possibility, anybody to suggest we could torture anybody. One more the right thing to do. If that did not happen, láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀pẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé ó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ ń sìn ni it's easy for the public bá ṣe pọ̀ tó yẹn. Please, as public, we have a public lawyer. The public lawyer would demand immediately pé ẹni táwọn tá ń jà fún oní Mohbad oní iCloud ẹ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bẹ̀ give us an order ọlọ́pàá dẹ̀ máa lọ you will stand with the police tó bá jẹ́ kí ẹ encourage wọn kí ẹ mobilize wọn ni they will go to court obtain an order to go into Mohbad's iCloud. Bó ṣe ń do the toxicology yẹn ṣé o gbọ́dọ̀ mi wọn náà lọ ṣe àyẹ̀wò bọ́dì Mohbad tó lọ wú jáde yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀ ń dóde nǹkan yẹn kóòtù yẹn yẹ kó máa dóde iCloud Mohbad ni tó bá sẹ̀lẹ̀ lọ sí Apple.
mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ nǹkan irú kìíní yẹn gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe pẹ̀lú bọ́dì Mohbad yẹn ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì lè rẹ́ nítì tó máa rí àgbẹ̀rẹ̀ kọ́ lè rẹ́ nítì mọ́.
Wọ́n ti ṣe ìjọba ṣe tiwọn wọ́n ní ẹ̀bù lọ́ ṣe báwọn kò tẹ́ wọn lọ́rùn wípé ibi tó ti ṣe gan fake ni báwọn lọ ṣèwádìí pé kí ilé ẹjọ́ fún ẹbí ní ààyè káwọn náà lọ ṣe tiwọn adájọ́ pàṣẹ pókè yín náà lọ ṣe tiyín but gbogbo ayé tẹ́gbà yẹn kí ló ní tẹ́ ẹ béèrè pé ẹ fún aláyè ká lọ wo inú kámẹ́rà inú ilé Mohbad èèyàn kan ní kámẹ́rà ṣiṣẹ́ 3 months ló fi ṣiṣẹ́ ọmọ máa kó ọmọ máa yẹ ẹ sì kọ́ lọ́mọ kó ewu ọmọ if 3 months ibi tó stop sí yẹn àtẹni tó install ẹ gba àyè pé kó fún yín láṣẹ kẹlẹ extract ẹ wọn ò béèrè àyè fún yẹn.
ẹ nà ìyẹn easy kìíní nìyẹn nà ìyẹn máa lead one to many places like
exactly
iCloud.
So many things tó máa gbé wọn débẹ̀ pátápátá and some things tí Mohbad gan tiẹ̀ ti ní lọ́wọ́ tó dẹ̀ pé ó lè ti máa tọ́jú lẹ̀ pé I will use it to fight my case when it is time. Tó bá dẹ̀ lead wọn sí ẹni tó pa ó lè ti keep àwọn audio mi lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ gan ẹni báyìí threatening òun o kọ́ báyìí ló sọ fún òun o tí ò léèyàn tó máa sọ fún àbí tó rò pé ní ẹ lágbára jù òun lọ. It could be in his iCloud because that is the safest place for any modern person to lo iPhone.
Yeah.
Because that's why some people will always prefer iPhone to Android. But are safe. You can keep your stuff. But you don't let anybody don't just go back there, body and then come out.
Welcome back. I know it can be frustrating, very frustrating. But the thing about dedication, that's the thing. The thing about dedication. Yomi Fabi has been on justice for Mohbad, and he has been pressing and pushing against all odds, against everything negative, against everything that he has been struggling. But it is expected. No one promised that it was going to be a free and smooth journey. It was never going to be a free and smooth journey. it was going to come with its own challenges. It's going to come with difficulties and all of that. It is certain that it was going to be like that. Well, for those who are still skeptical about what this is all about, it is still justice for Mohbad, and justice will be gotten. Justice will be gotten. I know that people are becoming kind of tired. They are not seeing light at the end of the tunnel anymore. What they are seeing is kind of like they are not feeling it. That's the point. They are not feeling the vibe. They are not getting that feel. It is no longer there. They are kind of tired. They never expected that justice was going to be this. Like, it's a serious issue. They never expected or thought that it was going to be this. If they had thought about it, maybe actions, maybe some other action would have been taken. But what can one do much more than this? What can one do much more than this? That's the question. What can one do much more than what has been done? Is it about the family of Mohbad? They've taken it upon themselves to pervert justice. Yes, they've taken it upon themselves to pervert justice. They've done a lot of terrible havoc to justice for Mohbad. Either way, they've done terrible things. Things that we should not even want, we don't want to even talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. How horrible. How horrible. How terrible they've acted. But in all of this, we are still focused on getting justice, and that justice that we are all focused on is what we will eventually get. So Yomi Fabi has spoken at length about his dedication to justice for Mohbad, and he started with how he was attacked. He was attacked back then, where that was when he was pushing against the judgment. He called it unfair judgment against babaijesha. He said it was a setup, and all of that. That it was a setup against babaijesha. That babaijesha does not deserve all that was meted on him, and that babaijesha was not treated fairly, and a lot of things have been said. But the thing about life, everyone is pressing and pushing in their own way. Everyone is trying to do something about it, to do something about themselves. But it is fine. It is well. It is well. What I know for sure is that justice will be gotten. So he went from how he got on the airplane trying to escape from Nigeria, when he realized that certain people have formed some alliance with certain government officials in the hope, and of course some colleague in his industry who didn't like him, who felt that he was being, you definitely must have offended some people, and there are some people who are loyal to each other. You are nothing to them, and they're ready to go all the way to do whatever it is that they want to do to you and all of that. So he said he tried what he could here and there, but he just didn't get that feel of safety. So he had to escape out of Nigeria. Eventually he landed in the UK, stayed in there for a while. He returned back, and he was also watchful. They were still trying to set him up with some other things. He said he did escape here and there. And the Yabo Joe on justice for Mohbad, he didn't want to put his hands into it. It was still about the babaijesha thing. And eventually he came on justice for Mohbad when Yabo Joe said she's no longer into justice for Mohbad anymore, and that she has pulled her hands off justice for Mohbad. That's when he got into it. And you all know what happened at the end of the day, what he found, what he saw, the intrigues, the game. What he found on justice for Mohbad is something that is not easy to, it is tough, very tough. He found a lot of strange events on justice for Mohbad, strange attitude and behavior, action. Some had blamed him, some had accused him. Oh, you are here for money. Most of our celebrities in the industry, I mean actors and all of that, they do think they oftentimes they have this big thought about themselves. Like they always want to put themselves on this high pedestal, like they're important, I'm a star. But the thing is that people don't see them that way. Not the male, not the female. They know. People don't see them in that light. People see them as hungry beggars, people you should not be friends with, betrayal, just name it, everything bad that you can think of. That is how people perceive them. And they know that people do not look upon them with that. So Yomi Fabi obviously faced the backlash. He realized that people were not going to treat him fairly. But he said he had researched spiritually, physically about this, and this is what God wants him to do. This is what destiny has put upon him. So he said this is what he wants to do, and he went into it like fully. About the cinema thing, about the cinema that he does, people have asked, Yomi Fabi, what's up? Why have you left this thing that a lot of people know you for? Why are you no longer into the acting and all of that? Why did you leave this? But from what I can gather from all he's saying, he said this is what destiny has appointed for him to do, and he's going to do it with all of his heart, regardless of whatever it is that will come in, out. He's going to face this squarely and do it 100%. Like he's going to do it regardless of what anyone thinks or what anybody is going to say. He's going to do it completely, and that's what he's doing. So every now and then he will escape, like what he did during Justice for Mohbad, when he spots a kind of threat to his life. Yomi Fabi will jackpot. He will escape. He will make it clear that it's not like he's a lazy man. It's just that he's afraid for his life and he doesn't want anyone to unalive him or hurt him. The last of it was the part where he said he had to take his child off Nigeria because they were targeting. They were trying to do something terrible to his son. Now, about Justice for Mohbad, we all know where all of this thing stems from. It stemmed from the beginning. I mean, the police didn't do the needful. Mohbad's father too did not act appropriately. He really disappointed a lot of people the way he acted. It's a serious matter. The way he acted, he really disappointed a lot of people, but people still showed empathy to him later when they heard certain things such as, oh, Cynthia had papers that could have helped to get justice for Mohbad. Like, I mean, he had what could have been used to put the little to put his body in the morgue, but she did not release it. So we started getting one or two things here and there. People started sending information. Oh, this is what should have been done that was not done. This is how it should have been done. This is the behavior that we started getting some kind of feel, some kind of update here and there. So BBC Yoruba really helped Mohbad's father get back on his feet. And now we are back to the same. Like, what we are hearing is not something that is nice to hear. But it is what it is, though. It is what it is. I do not know what is going to happen at last. I don't know what's going to happen finally. I don't know if the CCTV story is going to end like that or something is going to come up again. I do not know if Justice for Mohbad will proceed further. And I mean, when I mean proceed further, I mean certain revelation will be allowed to see the light of the day, I don't know. But what I do know is that justice will be gotten. How it is going to be gotten, I don't know. Yes, I don't know how it's going to be. But perseverance is the key. Perseverance is the key. Whoever it is out there that thinks that justice for Mohbad will not be gotten, that person it will be in for a shocker, because you know how these things are. You know how these things are. You know how these things are. The nerve of it. How bad can it be? How terrible can it be? The heart of human being can be so dark and wicked. Yeah. Even family members, all of them together in the know. They know. They know. They know. They're up to date on some of the things, but as long as money can come, get into their pocket, everybody's fine. You know? As long as whatever it is that they hope to get comes in, then everybody is fine. You're seeking for justice for yourself, but it is not done in a way that answers will be gotten. Rather, lies and cover up here and there, gameplay, mind game, all of those shenanigans. Those are the things that people have been observing, and they are not happy about it. They are not happy about it at all. They are so unhappy. They are so unhappy about it. And you can't blame them. You can't blame them. You cannot manage your emotion and tell them how to act, behave, think. You can't. You can't. So Yomi Fabi has really broken it down, and in between it is always still saying the same thing, like justice for Mohbad is sacrosanct, it is germane, it must be gotten. And the more we press and push, and that's the thing about life, people are easily emotional. They do not think clearly. There are certain things that should be done and you have to do without emotion. You don't have to go with the bandwagon of, oh, this is getting us tired. No, it's not about the getting tired. It's about what do you have to offer? What are your ideas, and what are the ways to effect that? That is how justice is gotten. Justice is not going to jump from somewhere and fall on your lap. No. And it's not just about Mohbad. It's about the future. It's about the future. It's about our life even now. That's the thing. So we cannot give up. That's the point. We cannot give up. We have to look at the reality, and we have to look at our existence. No need of sitting down and only talking about that person is trying to gaslight me, that person is trying to say this, that person is trying to say that. No, not at all. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about this? I don't know what you think. Please do check, within you. What are the ways that you have felt or you think that justice for Mohbad can be gotten?